Last night, we saw the Thunder go up against the Lakers. And in this game, we saw a pretty big Lakers victory. It was not in blowout fashion by the end, but the game was over pretty much midway through the fourth quarter. And a lot of that is things that teams can take away from this game to potentially scheme against the Thunder in the playoffs. It's not by any means that the Thunder are going to be bad in the playoffs or that they can't win, but a lot of the things that the Lakers did in this game are things that can translate to a playoff series, especially for teams better than the Lakers, because the Lakers are a 10 seed. They're not great. They needed overtime to beat the Wizards, and the Thunder recently lost to the Spurs. So they're in a bit of a, up and down stretch of their season, and I wanted to take a look and see why that is. So I'm going to just break down a couple of reasons that I saw in last night's game and overall concerns with the Thunder, because while they are a fun team and a good team and they will be good for years to come, Shea is potentially the MVP this season. He's one of the top four, probably in my top two. You have Jalen Williams, who is getting better and better as the season goes on. He was getting better and better last season. The sky's the limit for that guy. And then you have Chet Holmgren, who, if it weren't for Victor Wembanyama, would be head and shoulders the Rookie of the Year. However, Wemby exists, so it's a little difficult to do that. So let's get into a couple of the reasons that they might have, struggled last night. So the first one is Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey is part of the Thunder starting five right now, and I don't see how that continues into the playoffs and the Thunder continue to do well. Just some stats to throw at you. Josh Giddey is currently, when he is on the floor, the Thunder's net rating is 5.7 points worse. The offense is 2.6 points per possession worse, and the defense is 3.1 points per possession worse. They are worse across the board with him. That is the 24th percentile for on-off, and he has really slowed their offense down. The way that the Lakers guard him in this game, they did not guard him like he was a threat to do anything, really. Whenever he was in the corner, D'Lo would sag off of him, and he would sometimes cut, but a lot of the times he would, miss the layup, he airballed one, or, he would just give up. You're giving up a lot when you have Josh Giddey on the floor. When you have Josh Giddey on the floor, you're giving up a lot because the way that teams guard him now is difficult. You have to really be prepared to have a 4-on-5 on offense, basically, and he's not providing anything on defense, so you're basically clogging a non-factor on the floor. It's a little different if it's Lou Dort. Teams help off Lou Dort, but Dort is a great on-ball defender, and while his off-ball defense can sometimes leave a bit to be desired, he is going to provide a service there. While Josh Giddey is going to provide an occasional cool skip pass and some off-court troubles. So Josh Giddey is someone that I am not high on for obvious reasons off the court and for obvious reasons on the court. Another thing is that the starting five with him in it is a +4 net rating, but if you replace him with Isaiah Joe instead, that jumps up to 29.3, which is an insane plus-minus, and that's on a smaller sample size. So I don't think that over the stretch of an entire season, if that was the starting five, that it would have a plus 29.3, but that is significantly better than a +4, even if it comes down to like a +15. Overall, Josh Giddey cannot shoot, cannot really create rim pressure, cannot defend. He can pass, but to be a good passer, you need to be able to create rim pressure. Speaking as a Nuggets fan, I saw this with Facu Campazzo. Josh Giddey is better than Facu Campazzo, but if your bar is Facu Campazzo, then you're doing something wrong already. So, on to the next reason. So the second big flaw that people will talk about with the Thunder is their rebounding, and there's a lot of merit to it. As a team, they are a below-average rebounding team pretty significantly. They only have a 23.4% offensive rebound percentage, which is 14th percentile in the league. And on defense, they allow a 30.5 offensive rebound percentage, which is 10th percentile. So basically what that means is on defense, 30% of the time, the opposition for them is getting an offensive rebound. And we saw that with the Lakers. The Lakers are a big team. They have a lot of big bodies. And the Thunder are a pretty small team. They don't have as many big bodies. They have Chet, who is an average defensive rebounder. He has a defensive rebound percentage of 17.8%, which is 56th percentile among bigs. But he is a below average offensive rebounder. He only registers a 5.7% offensive rebound percentage, which is 25th percentile. He's not the biggest guy in the world, as many people will point out on social media and that sort of thing. So he does sometimes get moved for rebounds. Sometimes he's not in the right position. It's hard for him to get into position if he's not there. But Chet isn't really the sole issue for rebounding. They do have some good offensive and defensive rebounding guards. Josh Giddey and SGA are both above average rebounders for their position. But also, they're lacking another big, really, besides Chet. They have Jalen Williams, but he's not exactly a great rebounder. On defense, he does average a 19.3% defensive rebound percentage, which is 69th percentile. But on offensive glass, he's not good, 4.4%. And outside of him, they don't have another big, really. The next big that you could call it is like Kenrich Williams, and Kenrich Williams is 6'7". So, if you're going against a team like the Lakers, like the Timberwolves, like the Nuggets, you're going to have a lot of issues getting rebounds, and that could spell trouble for the Thunder because so many of the teams they'll have to go through are those teams. Right now, they are, I believe, the 2 seed, maybe the 3 seed, and they would go against the Nuggets in the second round right now. Depending on the play-in situation, they could go against either the Kings with like Sabonis. They could go against the Mavericks with Derek Lively and Luka and Gafford. And they could also go against the Lakers, which if they face the Lakers in the first round, I'd pick the Thunder to win that series, yeah. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Lakers gave them problems on the glass. And even if they got to the conference finals, they'd likely go against the Timberwolves, who are a huge team and would probably kill them on the glass. So there's not really a way to address that unless you make moves in the offseason. So instead of trading for a Gordon Hayward, I probably would have tried to seek out a big. But I think with Gordon Hayward, the idea is that he maybe plays some of Josh Giddey's minutes. However, I think they already had the guy to replace Josh Giddey on the roster because I think Aaron Wiggins. So I was listening to the Media Pass, which is a great podcast. You should go listen to it. They're pretty small right now, so get in while you can. It's hosted by Alex Hoops and Matt Issa. Both of them know incredible amounts of ball, and Alex specifically is a Thunder fan, so I listened to his opinion on the Thunder pretty closely. And he was mentioning Aaron Wiggins as someone who was underrated in their latest episode. So I started looking into Aaron Wiggins' tape because I was making this video. And he really sticks out on tape, and I don't know why he's not playing more. 15 minutes a game is what he's averaging, but in those minutes, he shoots 57% from the field, 50% from 3, and 78% from the free throw line, 65% at the rim. He makes the team better. He provides great shooting, great spacing. He's a good off-ball defender, like fantastic off-ball defender. Pretty solid on-ball defender. He basically provides what you want next to a SGA and Jalen Williams, because Josh Giddey is kind of clunky next to them, because Josh Giddey's whole thing is that he's kind of a playmaker, but you want the ball in SGA's hands. You want the ball in Jalen Williams' hands. And you don't really want the ball in Josh Giddey's hands. Aaron Wiggins doesn't need the ball in his hands. He's a great spot-up threat, and he can create rim pressure off of drives and that sort of thing. But, his main thing is like, hey, pass me the rock, I will knock down a shot. You know, he is that guy. He shoots 50% from three. He makes them more than he misses them. And also, he's a good off-ball cutter. So, like, I think Aaron Wiggins, if he gets more playing time, will be better than Josh Giddey in those minutes. And I also think Cason Wallace is also fantastic. Cason Wallace is also a great corner shooter, is a great defender. The fact that the NBA let the Thunder get Cason Wallace is a crime. And he is someone who's sick, man. Like, he really just provides anything that the Thunder would need next to the guys that they're playing. So I think a lot of the issues for the Thunder come down to those things. Josh Giddey is not going to be a reliable playoff contributor. He's not a reliable regular season contributor, and for some reason they're still starting him. I don't know why that is. Probably, you know, like off-court politics stuff. You know, these things take place in the locker room. We don't have insight to that. The beat writers might, but, you know, even then, it's a lot of stuff happens behind closed doors there. And then it's rebounding, and it's... I was talking with Alex, and he mentioned a lack of haymaker lineups, like to close playoff games, and I think that is a valid concern. But I think they have the tools to make one of those. I think they just need to focus on Aaron Wiggins or Cason Wallace closing instead of Josh Giddey, because Josh Giddey sucks. So yeah, that is this video. I know I didn't talk much about the Lakers, so actually I'll talk briefly about the Lakers. The Lakers are a team that is good against certain matchups. They are a matchup-oriented team because if you see them against the Nuggets have the size, they have the offensive firepower to kind of nullify a lot of what makes the Lakers kind of okay. They have size, but if you have size, you can counter the Lakers' size. And outside of that, they don't have role players that really intimidate you. You're not going to be scared of Austin Reeves. You're not going to be scared of, you know, D'Angelo Russell. Vanderbilt is not going to be ISOing against you. So the Lakers are a team that have some things that make them good, but also I don't think I would pick them in a playoff series against any team that they would potentially go against. I would not take them against the Clippers. I would not take them against the Nuggets. I would not take them against the Thunder. I would not take them against the Timberwolves. And they're not going to get up to a 6 seed. So they're going to be a play-in team. I wouldn't be surprised if they miss the playoffs. So yeah, if you liked this video, like and subscribe. I'm going to be uploading pretty frequently. I'm going to try and pump out a few more videos this week. If you have any video ideas that you would like to see me do, leave them below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I think that's all the YouTuber stuff I have to get out of the way. So thanks for listening. Bye.